Okay, so first things first, I just got back from seeing Tusk. I'm sorry for the crazy lighting. I'm sitting in my car right now. So anyways, this is going to be both a non-spoiler and a spoiler review of Tusk. And I'll just start with saying that on a scale of 1 to 10, I give Tusk, in taking into consideration I'm a big Kevin Smith fan, I'm going to give it an 8. And I would still give it an 8 even if I wasn't a Kevin Smith fan. Now, I will say, they marketed it as what looks like a horror movie, and I gotta say, I really never got that impression from it. Like, it was crazy, and it was funny, and there was a lot of, like, what the fuck moments in it, but it never felt like it was like an, oh my god, like, it's so creepy and gruesome or gory or anything like that. And even when they show the big reveal, I never really thought it was something I had to turn away from. And, like, in fact, I couldn't keep my eyes off it. It was that kind of nuts and off the wall. Career highlights, definitely, for Michael Parks, Justin Long, even, like, the secondary characters, like, Haley Joel Osment and Genesis Rodriguez. Like, I was kind of surprised. I was happily surprised. Obviously, spoiler, I guess, Johnny Depp is in it, and his part was, a lot of people were kind of bashing it. Some of the early reviews I saw, I thought it was great. It looked like he was having a great time making it, and it reminded me a lot of Ed Wood, I guess. It definitely, there were some points, there was one particular scene with Michael Parks and Johnny Depp that went on just a little bit longer than it probably should have. And I don't want to say it killed the momentum of the movie, but it probably, I know you have Johnny Depp in your movie, but you probably could have shortened it just a tad. Kevin Smith's writing is incredible. The one problem I've always had with Kevin Smith's movies is that they always sound too much like him. Or the characters always sound too much like him. And I think in this time, it was great. It worked out so well because, Kevin Smith has a palette of, I don't know, just big words, I guess I would say. And having Michael Parks tell these long stories and these monologues and, the way he acted them and Kevin Smith's words, it was incredible. It was such a great fit together. And the first time I've ever really seen Justin Long, too, in a even though it was a comedic role, there was a lot of depth to this performance, and I thought it was fantastic. So I'll get into the spoiler territory right now. I'll start with the reveal of the costume itself. It looks like a walrus that was like a Leatherface walrus or a Frankenstein walrus, and it's big and it's blubbery, and you see Justin Long's eyes, and it's got, the tusks and everything like that, and it looks like somebody stapled gunned skin, like people's skin, and like they kind of go over the body, and you can see his hands are all screwed up, and he's big and he's blubbery, and it definitely looks like a rubber suit, but I mean it's kind of cheesy. It's not cheesy. It really does remind me of like Leatherface, I guess I would say. And let's see. From there, I guess I'll jump to Guy Lapointe. And it was, again, it was fun seeing Johnny Depp play a character that was kind of zany and off the wall. But it was almost a lot of the other reviews I've seen said that it was kind of almost didn't fit in the movie. Yes and no. I mean, I think you have to remember you're going to see a movie from the beginning. I should have prefaced this whole review by saying I walked into this movie knowing exactly what I was going to see. I was going to see a movie that was about a guy being turned into a walrus. And that was the expectation level that I had, and that's what I think a lot of people should have when they go see this movie, is it's kind of very aware that it's completely out there. And then I think once you actually see this movie too, you'll agree that they're in on the joke. But no, again, it was great seeing Johnny Depp in this role. I think he did a great job. There was, like I said, there was one scene where it just went a little bit too long, but the scenes with the Johnny Depp's daughter and Kevin Smith's daughter, I thought it was funny. I'm interested to see where Yoga Hosers goes. What else? I just can't say enough about Michael Parks. Even the comedy of it, and that's the other thing I should say, is that this movie was it was funnier than I thought it was going to be. There were some cheap, cheesy laughs, but at the same time there was a lot of a lot of choices the actors made, but like, whether it be the certain delivery of words or just even facial expressions, like the comedy in it, even at the most morbid and grotesque times, was just awesome. And then I think a nice touch at the end too. I mean, it ends on kind of a sad and somber note. And I think a nice too is that right at the end they play a bit of the podcast, the original Smodcast 259, which, if you're a fan of Kevin Smith and you're familiar with the podcast, it was a great feeling to have that in there, because I'm sure, like many of you who listened to it the very first time and you heard that ping moment when the light bulb went off, it was a nice, rewarding finish to it. So that's my review. I give it 8 out of 10. I think it was great. I wish at the moment I could think of more to say, but I recommend seeing it. I think you'll find that it's funny. It's more of a dark comedy than it is a horror movie, and I think you may be pleasantly surprised. Okay? Thank you.